So I decided to make a game on COVID-19 pandemic, but found out that it was one of the worst decisions I ever made. I won't be showing the codes, so if you want to check out my codes, email me at fortacoproductions@gmail.com and I'll send you a copy of my codes. Hey, my name is Kipanitin and I'm an indie game developer from Arunachal Pradesh. This lockdown I decided I would start focusing on game development and start my own YouTube channel. I started making a short interactive story called All the Difference in the World, where basically you walk around and converse with other people and the story unfolds. But then it got too long and I wanted to start my channel as soon as possible, or I would start procrastinating again. So I decided to work on it later and instead do a challenge. As you know, there has been a trend going on where people make games in under an hour or two, sometimes half an hour, even 10 minutes. And Jonas Tyroller did 50 games in one day. That's like... So anyway, seeing that, I got ecstatic and decided I have to do better than this to be successful. So I decided to make one game in 24 hours because I know my own strength. So let's get started. First, I made a simple scene with simple shapes to get an idea of what to do. I added enemies which when touched the game would stop. With that, I moved on to creating the player. Now I'm using Illustrator to make the character, using simple shapes and adding colors from a palette I found in the internet. Then I split the limbs into separate parts so that I could later do the animations. At first, I went for the 2D animation package, but it wasn't working as I didn't use Photoshop, as it primarily works with PSB file. So I said, screw it, let's do this old style. So I arranged the sprite and started making an animation. I made an idle animation, run animation, jump animation, and slide animation. I also made this animation that is triggered when it touches the virus. I also implemented slow motion effect that randomly occurs near the virus. Then I downloaded a Parallax background from Freepik.com and coded it for parallax effect. I also added a HandWash product which gives you extra health. Then I added a high score so that you can show off. My record is 34. Try and beat me. Then I created a button that plays an ad and gives you full health in the next run as a reward. Now it was time for me to create music for my game. Now since I can't afford FL Studio, I use FL Studio Mobile Windows version. It's cheap and does the work. I use Everyone Piano to come up with a tune as I don't have a piano or a keyboard. Once I was happy with the tune, I started up FL Studio Mobile. I add percussions, then piano, then I played around with LED. Threw in some dirty electro. So this is the result. But it wasn't working. So instead I decided to use copyright-free music. So I got this amazing music from RFM YouTube channel, link in the description below, and added it to the game. Then for sound effects, I used SFXR. And I added a ticker that gives you tips and tricks for COVID-19. Now as you know, there has been a lot of misinformation circulating around. I decided I would only use trusted source, So those tips are from CDC, that is Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now that my game was done, I uploaded my game to the Play Store. And I found out that due to COVID-19 pandemic, Google needed at least 7 days to review my game and make it live. So I waited. And to my horror, I found out my game was suspended. I waited so long and now it's suspended. Apparently, my game was too insensitive as it involved getting infected from COVID-19, which is true. And they asked me to change it and re-upload. So I made some changes. Now it's called Too Handsome Alien Loves Me. I tweaked it so that it seems that I'm avoiding the alien's love instead of the virus. And then I re-uploaded and waited. Finally it was live. But then again, to my horror, I found out that I forgot to turn off the test ads. So now it only shows test ads. I got sick of this, so I decided I will upload the video first, and later on, if you want to support me, you can update the game. That's it. So that's how I made my game in a day. You can mail me at fotakutproductions@gmail.com with screenshots that testifies your score. And the highest scored person will be featured in my next video.